Good afternoon, my tacticians, and welcome to another episode of Tactical Analysis. So, today we've got Shadow Mewtwo X from my Discord server, and he submitted a battle request to have me analyze. So this is me versus him, so it's probably going to be very interesting to see how he actually battled me, because I don't actually remember this battle off the top of my head, but I can tell that he's using a team that has probably not changed very much, so let's get into the analysis. And this is just for an FYI, I am going to be experimenting with this tactical analysis series. In other words, you'll see what I mean compared to the first episode. Let's go. Let's check this out. Alright, so starting off this tactical analysis, it's a double battle between me and Shadow Mewtwo. So I'm leading off with Imelda and Lenoa, I believe that's who they are. And Shadow Mewtwo, going by Sun, is going to be leading with Gardevoir and Blaziken. So yeah, it's definitely Imelda and Lenoa, so I'm already guessing that, yep, it's my Mega Lopunny. So first off, Shadow Mewtwo, or I'm just going to call you Sun from now on. First off, Sun, when you're going into a double battle, you have to really think about who your Mega is. Now, I'm not sure if your Gardevoir is another Mega Pokemon, but if you're going to be running a Mega in a doubles battle, especially 6v6, you should really only have one Mega. So, second of all, protect, turn 1. Always remember to protect turn 1, especially if you're going into your Mega Blaziken. Your Blaziken should be running, should be going for the protect the first turn. It should not be, just sitting out there on its own, especially with Gardevoir as a partner, and examining your opponent. So I'm actually going to backpedal. I'm going to actually backpedal this turn. We're going to go back to turn 1. So let's analyze what he could have done. So he leads off with his Blaziken, so he gets the Gardevoir's Trace Off, and he gets the really, really powerful boost. So that is a really powerful ability to get. The problem is, you really shouldn't keep your Mega Gardevoir in, especially against two really, really fast Pokemon. Especially when one of them has the Fake Out potential. So one other thing, Gardevoir is not known for its physical defensive power. So if you're gonna have the Mega Gardevoir out there, or regular Gardevoir, you should actually try to protect first turn. Even though people don't like protect turn 1, the reason why you would protect turn 1, especially in double battles, is because you want to gauge what your opponent is going for, how they're going to play. You can pretty much tell right off the bat how your opponent is going to play based on the Pokemon that they're running. So I've got Lenoa, my Pheromosa, and I've got Imelda, my Mega Lopunny. So once again, I'm going to go back to turn 1. Once again, if you're going to run a Mega Gardevoir, or if you're going to run your Gardevoir and Blaziken, you should at least run Protect on one of those two Pokemon. The reason why is because one is obviously going to be the big threat. I was probably guessing that your Blaziken would Mega, but I was also betting that you would not Mega your Gardevoir because it copied Beast Boost with the Trace. So if you're gonna copy with Trace, you should really either do one of two things. 1, Mega, or 2, Protect turn 1. Try to make use of your Gardevoir's Trace ability to the most it can be, especially if you get that turn. So I was predicting that you wouldn't Protect with the Blaziken, that you try to, target down my Pheromosa. But so that allowed me to, get the free flinch off and, deal with the Gardevoir and get rid of it. So there you go. Running Protect on turn 1, especially for your lead Pokemon. One of your lead Pokemon should either be a Protector or a Fake Outer to protect your teammate. So you go into your Tapu Koko here, and it's an okay pick. The problem is, I know what you're gonna do. I know I can outspeed you. I know what I can deal with. So I'm putting in Layla here for one of two reasons. One, to absorb this high jump kick that you're going to go for, because I don't want to deal with it. And actually, it's not Layla here, it's Sophia. So once again, I reveal what my who's in the back, so you know it's not gonna be it's not gonna actually be the Mightyena. So that is what I'm going for, and obviously you should not discharge your own Pokemon. You should not risk that damage. Even if you can survive it, you should not risk that kind of damage against your Pokemon. You should protect if you're going to go for a discharge. So that's one thing you really should focus on. If this team is meant for doubles or meant for singles, I can understand, but there you go. That's one thing you should do. So you did a really good decision here. You targeted down my Serena, and that was a really good thing, but you should not use Electro Ball on Tapu Koko, especially against a really fast Pokemon. You should use a more standard move such as Thunderbolt or even Thunder, one of those two. But that's one thing you could work on to improve yourself. That you can work on. So let's go back again. Let's go back to the previous turn here. So once again, you went into an Electro Ball, I believe it was, into my Pheromosa. So no, yeah, I believe it was here. You went into a Pheromosa with an Electro Ball. So you go with a Blaze Kick here. You get the crit off. That was really lucky, dude. That was a really nice crit there. So that really brought you back into this battle. I missed the bounce, so that's a huge miss for my fault. But yeah, Electro Ball is not the most ideal move for Tapu Koko. Unless you know your opponent is going to be slower than you, you should not be using Electro Ball on Tapu Koko. Electro Ball gains power based on how fast you are compared to your opponent. The faster you are, the more power it gets. Pheromosa is a really fast Pokemon. You're not really going to outspeed it, especially in that position. So going for the Blaze Kick here, you probably could have gone for the Pheromosa, or probably going to gone for Gardevoir, expecting the Ally Switch. Especially since you know what my moves are. It's not like I don't hide them from you guys. You see them all the time, so that way I was able to get the Beast Boost off once again. I was able to finish off the bigger threat that I saw, and that was the Blaziken. So losing Blaziken there is a really huge deal, and again, the Electro Ball. If that had been a Thunderbolt, that would have been an instant KO easy. But without the Thunderbolt, well, my Pheromosa was able to hang around for another turn, and the longer Pheromosa stays on the field, the more dangerous she is becoming. So once again, here is Linoa showing off her power once more. Pheromosa is a Pokemon that snowballs. If it can get the first KO, it will snowball. If it just keeps getting in the KOs, it is going to eventually just one-hit KO. It's just gonna endlessly KO you. So that's another thing. Another thing, you really need to not focus on all these mega Pokemon. So you've got really powerful Pokemon here. You've obviously got Battle Bond Greninja. So Battle Bond Greninja is okay, but it really depends on one thing: the Water Shuriken. You need that Water Shuriken to get the Battle Bond off. So running the Battle Bond or running Battle Bond Greninja is alright, but you need that Water Shuriken. So losing Greninja here, well, you didn't lose Greninja here, but you definitely lose Tapu Koko. So once again, running Protect. It is alright to run Protect. There is no shame in running Protect. If you think your opponent is going to target down your most dangerous Pokemon, run the Protect on it. The more dangerous your Pokemon is, the more likely it is to be focused down. So I'm not sure if you have the Mega Swampert on this team. In fact, I don't think you have multiple Mega Pokemon, but if you did, that's not what you want to do. You do not want to run multiple Mega Pokemon. You should only have one dedicated Mega Pokemon, and the rest of them having different abilities and different items and movesets to complement each other, especially for doubles teams. Now, once again here, Linoa shows off her power. She gets the KO onto your Swampert, and now you're down to your Samurott. What a shiny Pokemon. But in any case, there you go. That's just, once again, you should have recognized that my team is built around speed. It's built around high impact, high mobile Pokemon. Really powerful Pokemon that need move, that they need space. If they can't outspeed you, if they can't overpower you that way, then that is where they suffer from. They're really high damage Pokemon, but they suffer from one drawback. They can't take a hit. That is their biggest weakness. I mean, Pheromosa is probably the epitome of a glass cannon. If it does not get that KO on you, it cannot sweep you. It relies on the first KO. It relies on that beast boost so much. Other beast, ultra beasts such as like Celesteela, such as Nihilego, they don't depend on the beast boost as much as Pheromosa does. Sure, she's fast. Sure, she hits hard. But she is a glass cannon. She is frail. Even a gentle breeze will tip her down and knock her out. So that is one way you can definitely improve on your team. So yeah, improving on your team. Now we're going to go down to your team. So we're going to watch this last move play out. So once again, you have really powerful Pokemon, Shadow Mewtwo, but you really lack some kind of synergy between them. Right now, all you've got is just a lot of, mega evolving shiny Pokemon. The only Pokemon that wasn't shiny was the Greninja, and that's because it was Battle Bond. So you need bulk. You need tanking power. You need a Pokemon that can go in there and take a hit. So the only Pokemon on my team that was even remotely close to being a tank was my Gardevoir, and that was because it was designed to endure special attacks. The rest of them, they're very frail, they're very fast, they're very snowball. That's the weakness of my team. It can deal a lot of damage quickly and easily, but if it has to fight a slow, sluggish battle, that is where the team falters. Like if you put in a Ferrothorn against this team, I would really suffer because I've only got one Pokemon on this entire team capable of dealing with something like a Ferrothorn, and that is Sophia, my Zoroark, and you brought her down in nothing flat. So if you have a dedicated tank Pokemon, something that has strong defenses, something you can set in that you can just put into the team to give you a bit of extra some sustainability. That's what I'm thinking. So if you were to swap out the Swampert, for example, if you were to scrap your team and only put in, like, say, you can keep the Mega Blaziken. Mega Blaziken can stay. It's a really powerful Pokemon. But if you were to put Protect on it, have it Protect turn 1 so that you can, get your speed boost up quickly. Get it safely so that you can outspeed your opponent next turn. That way you can put in another Pokemon such as an Intimidator. Now if you were to run, like, say, an Arcanine or something like that with Intimidate, that would help you sustain more because it would allow you to endure physical attacks more easily. So speaking of Ferrothorn, you might not have a Ferrothorn, but if you were to run one, that would definitely boost your team's your overall synergy. Plus, it would resist your Tapu Koko's discharge ability. So you could run the discharge, but you have to you have to do one of two things. You either swap in a Pokemon that is immune to the electrical attack, or you protect with your ally Pokemon so that you can discharge safely. That is the key there. You have to make sure that your team synergizes enough together. My team was able to synergize quite well with each other because they've all got the same playstyle. They all want to get in there, they all want to hit you as hard as possible, as fast as possible. They want to outspeed you, they want to fake you up, they want to slow you down, they just want to make sure you don't stay standing long enough. So that is one thing you can do. So if you were to put in, like, say, a Mudsdale, for example, just max out that thing's defenses, give it a sassy nature, for example, and just, like, throw an assault vest on it. Just make it a dedicated tank. Throw it in there, make it a dedicated tank. Run bulldoze on it if you want to, so you can slow your opponent down, give your slower Pokemon a chance to hit. That would definitely help you out as well. So if you were to replace, say, the Samurott, replace the Samurott with, like, a Ferrothorn, or replace it with the Mudsdale, as I was talking about, that would definitely improve your team's, overall synergy together. Second, your Gardevoir. You have to figure out what your Gardevoir is going to do. Is it there to support you? Is it there to attack? Is it your Mega? This is where Gardevoir needs to have a dedicated role. It needs to know what it's going to do. Otherwise, it's just taking up space that you don't need. So you have this really powerful Pokemon. You just once again, we're gonna go into this battle once again. You just copied one of the most dangerous, one of the most powerful snowballing abilities in the game. If you had protected with your Gardevoir turn 1, protected with your Blaziken turn 1, you could have outsped my Pheromosa. She is a fast Pokemon, but she is not designed to snowball her speed. She needs that first KO on turn 1 in order to snowball, and this is where she excels. This is where Pheromosa is at her strongest, at her greatest. When she gets the first KO on the first turn she appears. If she cannot get that first turn KO where she appears, she is starting to lose ground. She loses momentum quickly. But if she gets the first KO, that is where she gets her momentum. That is where her power really shines. And you see it here. I am doing everything in my power to protect my Pheromosa. I am trying to keep my Pheromosa in the fight for as long as possible. If you had gone for a Blaze Kick into my Pheromosa, sure, I would have gone down to my Focus Sash, but that would have given your Discharge attack a chance to finish me off. Sure, you would have risked my other Pokemon staying in and kicking you, but it's worth the risk. You can't let Pheromosa stay on the field untouched, unchallenged. You need to focus it down. That's another way you can improve yourself, by learning to focus down your targets. So those are your steps to improving yourself. 1. Synergize your team better. Don't rely on mega evolving Pokemon, especially the starters. 2. Learn to synergize your team well by mixing it up. Don't use the same 6. Like, take team members out, throw team members together, see who works well together, see who doesn't work well together. How can they synergize together? What are your strategies when you go into a fight? So that's what you can do. 3rd, learn Protect. Put Protect on your Pokemon, especially the leading Pokemon. It's alright to Protect turn 1. It's alright to do nothing turn 1, because even if you don't do any offensive damage turn 1, you learn more about what your opponent is going to do. That gives you the time to set up, that gives you the time to strategize, that gives you the time to think about what your opponent is going to do and how you can deal with them. Step 4 to improving your gameplay, improving your battling skills and such. Move choices. Your moves really matter. So if you don't have any kind of priority at all, you need a way to outspeed your opponent then. Whether that be a Tailwind setup, whether that be paralyzing your opponent with Thunder Waves, if it doesn't matter what it is, you need a way to control your opponent's speed in some way. Either control the speed or control the field. One or the other. But you can't let your opponent have their way, because if they have their way, I guarantee you, well, this is what happens when you let your opponent have their way with you. They just roll over your team like it's going out of fashion. So in any case, I hope you guys enjoyed this tactical analysis. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.
I'm taking in what I can get, but I can't find the answers yet. Head in the water, slow my mind. I hold my breath until I'm found.